Please join me in Gassho. I vow to become a Buddha, equal to you, the most honored king of the Dharma, and to bring sentient beings from birth and death to the final attainment of emancipation. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Well, good morning, everyone. I really do look forward to the day, and I know I've said this before, when I say good morning, everyone, and I can hear a nice, warm, hearty good morning back from the people sitting in the gejin, in the pews of the temple. I really do miss that, even though, technically speaking, at this temple, I have not yet experienced that in person just yet. Well, happy December, everyone, and welcome to our, sadly, our final service for the year of 2021. Our final, I should say, our final live Zoom service of the year of 2021. And what a wonderful month it is, December. Probably for children, they really look forward to the Christmas season, because Christmas in this country means getting together with family, probably sometimes going out at night and seeing lots of Christmas lights, and seeing wonderful, and probably going to the mall to sit on Santa's lap and to tell him what you want for Christmas. Probably hot chocolate, wonderful candy, lots and lots of good food. And once again, I think personally for me, the most important thing is seeing family. But it's also, when you think about it, a really, really busy month. And despite the fact that this is, I think this has been our only live Zoom service for this month for the temple itself has been very, very busy in the month of December. So if you take a look at the PowerPoint slide here, you'll notice that we have poinsettias that are clearly visible, and that is because the temple came together and had a wonderful poinsettia sale again, and we thank Todd and Marcia for their wonderful donations and of the poinsettias, and we thank everybody for supporting the temple with that. And it's a wonderful way for the temple to continue to let the community and to let the members know that we're thinking about them. And the other shout out I would like to give for the month of December is to our wonderful Lotus class in our Dharma school. They did, once again, a phenomenal job pulling together and doing a YouTube Bodhi Day service. And sorry, this picture is of Shakyamuni Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree and attaining the ultimate awakening or ultimate enlightenment. And finally, below, as you can see the group picture, this picture was taken just yesterday with the wonderful members coming together once again and cleaning the temple, giving the temple a good cleaning and dusting, because we sure know that after the temple has been sitting without too many people coming in or out, it is a good way for the walls and the pews and the other areas to collect dust. And so I would like to thank the members who came out to support the wonderful cleanup and did a wonderful job vacuuming and dusting, and really just once again giving their dana and showing their appreciation to the temple. December is a very, very busy month. And it's also interesting that with this, right, comes the end of another year. So another year has gone, right? 2021 is a couple weeks from coming to a close. And I just want to ask, how does that make us feel? Like, are we as people, are we happy to see the end of this year? Are we really eager to say goodbye to the 2021, knowing that 2022 will begin very, very soon? So I have a question for the congregation, actually, for this Dharma talk, and that is, do you still make New Year's resolutions? And if so, what are they usually? So I can't really see. I'm going to expand this. I'm going to expand the screen on the side here, but you can use the raise hand function on your Zoom, or you can, well, or you can just, maybe you could, yeah, use the raise hand function. But how many of you present here still make New Year's resolutions? Like when a new year is about to begin, how many of you go over in your heads, New Year's resolutions that you're going to make? Show of hands, anybody? Okay, yes, great. All right, wonderful. We see one person has raised their hand. I guess not many other people think about it, right? Maybe most people just think, oh, I just want to get through this year. Maybe some people are thinking, oh, I just am getting through this year and that's enough, right? We start learning about New Year's resolutions, I think, when we are in grade school and everything. And so then comes the next question is, how, if you did make a New Year's resolution from this past year, how did you do? How did you do? So for me personally, I made a New Year's resolution from the beginning of 2021, and that was to exercise a little bit more, because I was noticing after I started here that and not, of course, with the pandemic as well, that my waist line in my pants were starting to become a little more tighter, and that I wasn't able, and my belt buckle was becoming shorter and shorter. At least I was using less of the belt buckles in the knot. So I was thinking to myself, I had better start doing some more physical activity, whatever it is. And so this past year, I actually made good on that. I made good on that resolution. I joined up with the Tacoma Aikikai, or the Tacoma Aikido Dojo. Most of you probably know that I enjoy doing the martial art called Aikido, and probably if you know my Uncle Dean, he also does Aikido, and I've only had the pleasure of being thrown around by him once, and I don't know, and I haven't done it again since, so I don't know if I want to do it again any point. But regardless of that fact, I have still practiced Aikido this year, and I actually have been going to quite a few classes a week, and it's actually done me wonders. And I, believe it or not, I have lost a little bit of weight, so I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that I'm able to, the waist in my pants is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, and I'm able to tighten my belt a little bit more as well. But those are the vanity reasons of doing this, right? In reality, I should be doing Aikido because it's good for my heart, it's good for my blood circulation, right? It's good to keep up my stamina so I don't get winded when I go up and down the stairs. And so it's just a good practice to do. And it's something that, right, again, like I think to myself, okay, well, I guess the non-Dharma part of this reward is for me to, look better and to have a thinner waist and to have a smaller belly, perhaps, right? But then I have to stop and think. And what resolution did Bodhisattva Dharmakara make? What was the thing that Bodhisattva Dharmakara made, right? And for those of you who don't remember, Bodhisattva Dharmakara eventually becomes Amida Buddha. What resolution did Bodhisattva Dharmakara make? Well, actually, if we remember, Bodhisattva Dharmakara made 48 resolutions, or more like 48 vows. So when we talk about Amida Buddha, we talk about what kind of vows or what kind of resolution does a bodhisattva make? And these resolutions are for the benefit of all sentient beings. So the reason why Bodhisattva Dharmakara made these vows in the first place was to benefit all of us. And then Bodhisattva Dharmakara also vowed to do all the hard work so we would not have to. So when you think about it, us as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists, our practice mainly consists of deep listening and saying Namo Amida Butsu. We don't have to walk the path of Mount Hiei 1,000 times and nearly kill ourselves by starving ourselves in order to attain the truth. We don't have to go on these 2-week-long Zen retreats, which is not something I would necessarily discourage, of course, but we don't need to do that in order to receive benefit from the realm of enlightenment. All we need to do is take refuge in Amida Buddha. All we need to do, and as you can see in this picture, is say Namo Amida Butsu. What a wonderful thing. The Bodhisattva Dharmakara made these vows, made the resolution that he would cross through 10 kalpas of time to do hard practice, hard meritorious practice to save all of us sentient beings so we could benefit from the Dharma. As imperfect beings, we rely on the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. This is basically what our main practice is. It's the deep listening to the Dharma, the deep reliance on Amida Buddha. We rely heavily on wisdom and compassion that is given to us freely by Amida Buddha, by the power of the Dharma, through the words of Shakyamuni Buddha. We rely heavily on these lessons that have been given to us, the lessons of impermanence, the lessons of interdependence. So we have to think about this, right? How much have we really, and again, these are the kinds of things I think that we as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists should definitely think on throughout the year, especially when the year has gone by, especially when we are now at the end of 2021. What are the resolutions that we have made? Well, I definitely do think that as human beings, we should make resolutions that impact our health, right? We should definitely have resolutions that say, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to exercise more, or maybe even like resolutions that could benefit others in society. I'm going to try to drive my car less. I'm going to try to donate to charity a little bit more often. I'm going to try to say hello and thank you to people more often in everyday life. You know, these are wonderful resolutions. But when we also think about it as well, the ultimate resolution or the greatest resolutions were made purely for our benefit by Bodhisattva Dharmakara, by Amida Buddha. All the wisdom and compassion that is the Dharma was given to us by a resolution, by Bodhisattva Dharmakara. So with this in mind, here's a question. What could be some of our resolutions as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists? What can we as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists make our New Year's resolution? Well, of course, one is deep listening to the Dharma. And this doesn't mean, of course, just listening to the Dharma when you come to temple. As much as I love people listening to me, and that's my ego talking, of course, the Dharma isn't just present when I'm talking here. The Dharma doesn't just exist in this temple. Okay, the Dharma doesn't just exist when we come to service on Sundays. The Dharma exists all throughout our daily lives as well. Now, of course, we as imperfect beings can't always think on this, or we don't always have the Dharma on our mind, right? We're also thinking about the payments that we have to make, the responsibilities that we have to do, cleaning out the garage, watering the plants, feeding our families. We have all of these other things that are on our minds. But sometimes when we have these moments of when we get angry or when we get frustrated or when we get upset, right? Then we can try our best as listeners of the Dharma to take a step back and stop and deeply listen and just say, what is going on here? Why am I feeling this upset? Why is this happening? I am an imperfect being. I am not always right. I need to take a deep breath and I need to sort of evaluate the situation. That's definitely one of the resolutions we can make as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists. And then, of course, another thing is we can continue our community feeling with the temple. So this is another resolution that we can make. Us as temple members, and I've seen this on Facebook as well, temple members getting together for meals or having Zoom calls or meeting on Zoom here. We can continue our community feeling with the temple. And one of the main functions of the temple is not only to make friends and to have wonderful conversations and to make connections, right, or continuing the family tradition, but it's also to help and stop us and remind us that that of the ultimate interdependence in life. This is something that we can definitely benefit from, and this is why I think that coming to temple, or at least continuing that community aspect of temple, is so important. We saw that In order for the poinsettia sales or the poinsettia drive to go forward, we needed lots of moving parts. In order for the service, the Bodhi Day service, all the Lotus class students had to come together and do various parts to help bring one big service together. And the same thing goes with the cleaning, right? Now, I probably could, in theory, clean the temple like from top to bottom just by myself, but that would probably take me a couple of days to do, in fact. But with many people, many working parts, we were able to do it in just a couple of hours. And isn't that a wonderful thing? We all are working together to do our part and to realize the interdependence that we all need each other, that we all rely on each other to continue working and to continue living and to continue the community feeling of this temple. Another resolution we can make, and this one actually is a little, I think, comes for some people a little out of the blue, but cleaning our obutsudan at home. So we just got finished cleaning the temple, which is a wonderful thing, but maybe some of you have an obutsudan at home. And it's wonderful because you keep pictures of your past loved ones there to remind you of the great impermanence of life, but of the everlasting impressions that these family members have left you. But definitely cleaning your obutsudan, I guarantee you this, will give you a wonderful sense of gratitude and pleasure because, once again, it's a reminder. The obutsudan is there as a reminder of the great interdependence and impermanence of life, as well as the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. So if you have an obutsudan at home, I encourage you to try and take a look at it. And if it's collecting a little bit of dust, take a little bit of time to clean it a little bit and give it a good wipe down and set the, probably replace the candles. Believe me, it's a wonderful experience and it makes you feel very, very good. And then lastly, another resolution we as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists could do is try using thank you in our everyday lives more often. I'm not necessarily accusing us or anybody on this call or on this Zoom that you don't say thank you enough or that we don't say thank you, but really, taking the time, like if you see your mailman, right? Sometimes we're in the middle of things and we're cooking and we see the mailman come up and they drop their letter in and they leave, right? But really just saying thank you to your mail person, right, will go a long way in helping them feel appreciated, helping them feel definitely what they need to do. Saying thank you, of course, to the grocery store clerk who checks out your food. Saying thank you to the waitress or the waiter who waits on you. Using thank you, right? One of the core tenets of Jodo Shinshu is the feeling of gratitude. And yes, our ultimate feeling of gratitude should be towards Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion for creating the Pure Land where we will all be born. But we can also help with this feeling in terms of our everyday lives, saying thank you to the everyday people in our lives who make our lives just a little bit easier. So with these in mind, I encourage all of us to heavily think on these, on this past year and think about the type of resolutions that we make. Are these resolutions for our benefit? Sure they are. We need to be healthy. We need to be healthy and we need to eat better. We need to exercise. We want to, we probably want to look good. But at the same time, what about the resolutions that benefit others other than ourselves? What about the resolutions that benefit other people other than ourselves? Well, the good news is that that resolution, once again, has already been made. The good news is that first, Bodhisattva Dharmakara already made that resolution eons and eons ago. Eons and eons ago, in the countless beginningless time, made the resolution to save all sentient beings from the world of samsara. Shakyamuni Buddha, or once Prince Siddhartha, made the resolution that he would become enlightened and sat under the Bodhi tree and made the resolution that he would become enlightened so we, as all sentient beings, could also benefit from that wisdom so that we, at some point in our existence, could also attain the perfect awakening of enlightenment that Shakyamuni Buddha once shared as well. So we have to really have this deep sense of gratitude that these resolutions were made. One of them was made 2,500 years ago. The other 48 resolutions were made eons and eons and eons ago, or even before we could begin to count, beginningless time. These resolutions were made for our benefit, and that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But we also should definitely take those lessons and definitely do something with them in our everyday lives as well. So when we think about the resolutions that we make and the ones that we made for this past year in 2021, what were the resolutions that we made? How did we do? If you didn't, if you couldn't make it to the gym every day, that's okay. That's nothing bad is going to happen to you. If you forgot to say thank you sometimes when you were so busy, caught up in your own world, that's okay too. We're human. We're imperfect. We make mistakes sometimes. But when we think about it, and when we listen, and when we deeply contemplate the interdependence that surrounds all of us, when we deeply contemplate the wisdom and compassion that Amida Buddha freely gives to us on a daily basis, on a secondly basis, I hope that we think about the resolutions that we make in the years to come in 2022. So with that in mind, I would like to thank all of you for attending today's Dharma talk and today's service, the last Zoom service of the year. If I haven't already wished you happy Bodhi Day. I am also one of the Buddhists who culturally, American culture will say Merry Christmas to a person who says Merry Christmas to me, but I also say Happy Holidays as an acknowledgement as well that there are other holidays in December that exist that are besides Buddhist holidays or Christian holidays or Jewish holidays. There are many holidays that happen in December. So happy holidays and have safe holidays. Please take care and mind our health. Please take care of your health. Everyone, please do your best to stay healthy. And with that in mind, please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Nam Mandas. Nam Mandas.